Today, I'm interviewing Brian Frumberg, founder of VentureOut, a one-week hyper-accelerator that connects startups around the world to New York City and San Francisco tech community. We hope you like it, and please don't forget to like, subscribe, or leave your comments. I am Elena Fernandez, and this is Startup Hub New York City interview series.
Fifth floor, complaint department.
Shot 2B, take one.
Rolling.
1, 8, 7, 6, 9, 4.
VentureOut is an organization I founded about 3 years ago to be the bridge between the talent abroad and the opportunities available to that talent in New York City and in San Francisco. We do that via a one-week hyper-accelerator program. I was working at a venture capital fund, and I was trying to figure out how to plant my own flag. I thought that I could do that in one of two ways. One was starting a business and getting really deep into one specific sector, and the other was to take a job at an early stage startup. I had an opportunity to work with the Canadian consulate, took on a project, decided to start it as a business that I thought would just be me organizing pitch nights for companies that were based abroad and happened to be in New York. I quickly realized that the companies needed a whole lot more help than that, and that there was actually a real problem and a real market and a real business. When it comes to venture, the top priority is location, which is crazy in a flat, globalized world. How do we help all of these unbelievably talented engineers, entrepreneurs, people coming out of great technical universities or MBA programs, or coming out of great corporate roles and trying to start a company? Because it's so much harder to do it abroad than it is to do it here. And so 3 years ago, I founded VentureOut to sort of solve that problem. Do your homework, prepare, and understand what it actually means to be committing to internationalizing in the United States. The question I always ask is, what does your wish list board of directors look like? And most people don't know the answer to that question. The answer to that question is people that have relationships and experience in your space. 2 is, it takes a lot to get here, especially if you want to raise capital, and so understand that it's a time commitment. The 3rd is, get started now, right? Traction is something that that really will turn the conversation with any kind of investor as well, is if you have clients that are already here, if you've acquired a lot of users that are in the US market, you do not need to be here to do that. US sales is not relationship driven anymore. It's much more transactional. A lot of it happens via email, phone, and Skype. And so it doesn't matter who it is that you're selling to, just start doing it in the US market. New York's a really unique place. You know, a third of the population here is not actually from the United States. It's one of the most international cities on the planet. And New York City is, at a minimum, the US capital, in many times the global capital of more than a dozen industries. Other than it just being a really fun, amazing place to live, from a business perspective, more often than not, it really makes sense to be HQ'd here in New York City. I feel like I have a really unique perspective on the value that Startup Hub brings, because we're sort of different chapters of the same story and the life of a company coming from abroad to the United States. After you leave our program, you still need to be trying to work deals here. You need to be trying to figure out who it is that's going to be on your team in New York City, where are you going to have that office, and really taking a lot of the concepts that we talk about, right, the boxes that need to get checked on the list in order to be successfully operating as a US business and successfully raise, and they actually help companies achieve a lot of those things. They help them check the box, not in a week, but in a 3, 6, 9, 12-month relationship. So it's needed. We're not doing it, so I'm really glad to have Rodrigo and Gabrielle helping out.